go.
Griffin wants to know, how do I buy a foreclosure home that is not listed as on the market yet? I think this is like the question everybody. How do I
get the shadow
nobody else knows about?
It's really difficult.
Do they exist? Seriously, I mean, is there some secret area where foreclosures
Frank,
exist?
Actually, it existed. It exists if it's not on the MLS yet. It could be listed.
Yeah, I mean, they could have gotten it through the auctions and things like that, But
are real estate agents allowed to? I know with conventional sales, it's a common tactic for real estate agents to not put it on the MLS.
Pocket listings.
Yeah, to not put it on the MLS so that they can double end the deal, which we should have a conversation about too.
I'm writing it down as we speak.
They do keep a pretty close eye on things. I mean, they don't want you,
the banks require you to put it on the MLS. You can't just keep it as a pocket.
Well, they want exposure to their assets
because you're given a task. You have to show a PDF MLS sheet as active of that property. Within 48 hours after they tell you to list it, you have to show that you put it on the market.
So even if you had a friend that was a real estate agent, say I'm your friend, and I say, Frankie, do you have any REOs or do you have any foreclosures that you haven't put on the MLS? Even if you say yes, it doesn't mean the bank's going to accept it. They're still going to accept offers for 2 weeks and then look at all of them, right?
Yeah. That's their policy. They take everything to market. The days are gone where you could put an offer in front of the bank and it seems so good right there and then that they're going to go ahead and take it before they put it on the market. Their goal is to put it on the market for two reasons: to have people compete, of course, so they can get the absolute best price and terms, and believe it or not, for fairness to everybody out there, to give everybody a shot at the property.
I don't believe that one.
Believe it or not.
I'm kidding.
I think what people have to remember is that you're dealing with a system. There's policies in place.
A bureaucracy.
There's a system.
Policy.
So there's no secret.
Yeah, if we're not talking about foreclosures, then absolutely.
Yeah.
If we're not talking about foreclosures,
I think what Griffin is saying is kind of what people are thinking in their minds right now is, how do I get ahead of the competition?
Well,
how do I get a secret
let's
stash
put it this
of
way,
homes,
Griffin. If you drove by one of my properties and you saw my no trespass post in the window that said to contact me for an emergency or with any questions about this property, if you decided, well, I'm going to somehow find out which bank owns that property, contact someone at the bank and talk to about 50 people before you get to the one person who's going to say, hey, if you're interested in this property, call this guy. Guess what? It's going to come right back to me, the agent.
Is your phone number on that posting? That no trespassing?
And more than likely, I'm going to tell you, hey, Griffin, what I can do is I'll show you the property, and when the property goes to market, we can write the offer.
Yeah, banks are not real estate agents. They won't sell you a house.
Yeah.
And so many people try doing that, too.
Is it a good idea to jump on a house quick when you see the no trespassing sign before a sign goes up?
Well,
you
might get
it on your radar.
You get it on your radar. You might get the sneak peek before other people do, so that when it does go to market, you're already ahead of the game. You kind of know what you're willing to max out on that property and how far you're willing to go.
But it's not first come first serve.
No.
They're going to look at all the offers.
It doesn't matter. Back to the other mailbag question. It doesn't matter whether you're the first in or the 10th and last offer in. Whoever's standing in the end gets the property.
Sweet. Guess what time it is, guys?
God, is it time to go already?
It is actually the end. It's the end of another show. Wow. I cannot believe this.
It goes by so fast.
This hour goes by.
We're going to remind people of the secret word.
Yes, we're going to. Actually, I'm going to remind them right now, Scott. Thank you for that
Spell
segue.
I like it when you spell it.
That's called a radio segue for those of you taking notes out there. Let's remind you of a couple of things. Number one, we've got a workshop that takes place on the last Wednesday of every month. That's the 29th of February this time. You can go to helplongbeach.com and sign up for that and get some information. Basically, we're out there answering your questions in person, so check that out. The other one, we just announced today that this show is going to be giving away $3,000 to a lucky home buyer in Los Angeles or Orange County, and you can get details of that at got3000.com. That's GOT, the number 3000.com. And the secret word for this week was bungle.
Spell it.
So every week we're going to give you a secret word. This week it was bungle. Make sure you fill in the form, get the secret word in there so that you can get into the drawing, and we're going to draw on June 30th for $3,000. We're going to talk about this every week. So yet another show in the books for Keeping It Real Estate. I'm the real estate coach, and for Big Bang Frank, the mortgage mistress, and the dean of home ownership.